lot of ways, it gives enterprises what we all want, which is intelligence and the ability to make good decisions fast. And now we're going to supercharge it with NVIDIA's accelerated computing for the first time. And so NVIDIA's CUDA accelerated computing is going to get integrated. We're going to be able to put NVIDIA's AI libraries on top of that and open source model that we're working on together into the ontology platform. And you'll run it in the cloud, any cloud, or you run it on-prem or even a private cloud. And so, as you know, NVIDIA runs everywhere. And so you could buy a server from HP or Dell. You could be in another country and you want to set up your own private cloud. We got no trouble with that. And so it doesn't matter. We run everywhere, and Palantir runs everywhere.
But you're talking about the future then. So this isn't something that would be accretive to revenues just in the near term. You're still working it out. And like I know Lowe's is an example, but are there other customers?
Well, at Palantir, we just do what's best for our customers. We work downstream for value creation. So we believe, we know when it's faster, better, more accurate, and more flexible, and creates a better future for them because they can choose how they want to run their applications. We'll do very well. At Palantir, we're doing very well in revenue and profit, and that's not actually our primary motivation now. And the reason we've done so well on profit and on growth is because you just have to create value. This creates more value for the end user.
But you just said before, too, that the human may not even be involved with some of these decisions. And I guess that is a major concern in this day and age, that AI efficiencies could take away from or displace the job force. So couldn't something like this collaboration do that?
It's interesting. When you say humans don't have to be in the loop, that doesn't inherently mean in our cases where humans need to be in the loop. For example, 40 years ago, we had 40x more manufacturing jobs than we have now. So it's like you can make more manufacturing jobs, which are humans, working class humans. You can build things you couldn't build in the past. And those humans become more and more valuable than they were in the past. In the defense context, you have situations where humans have to be in the loop, offense, situations where humans shouldn't be in the loop, like defense. Our collaboration makes all those use cases better for workers, for manufacturing, for defense, for offense, and in general, because it allows people to use any kind of model, any kind of compute structure. It makes America stronger and better.
Whenever a business is more productive, whenever they can move faster, their business grows. They hire more people. Mm-hmm. And so I think this idea that AI is going to take jobs is going to change everyone's job. That's for sure. But I think it's going to make companies more productive. We're more productive today because of AI, and we're hiring more people.
I know, and we saw some leaders of smaller companies, startups that have been around for just 3 years, valuations of $39 billion, 400 employees, and clearly that is a beneficiary of using AI. But I wonder, with your proximity to the White House right now, you're here quite often. Is that a concern that you're hearing from them? Like, what about the workers? We have to make sure that we're not displacing them. And is there anything that you guys are NVIDIA in particular is doing with the White House?
Look at what President Trump is doing. The first thing, my first phone call, my first meeting with him, is manufacturing in America. Move manufacturing back to the United States. Creates tons of jobs. If we could move manufacturing, the core technology, we have better security, national security, we have create more jobs. Second, because we're talking about the AI industrial revolution, all of these AI factories creates a ton of jobs. Mm-hmm. And so he's really in the job creation mode, bringing manufacturing back to the United States. And
AI is exceedingly good for working class workers. Now you could argue, is it good for consultants and people? That's a very different debate. But you're going to see remanufacturing. How would you build a culturally specific enterprise? Like we power Panasonic batteries. It's like you're building something that otherwise would have had to be built in Japan. Now you can build it in America. You can train the workers so that they can behave like Japanese engineers. That's all AI augmentation. And by the way, the workers are more valuable, and just like us, they get paid more because they're more valuable.
Everybody knows how to use an AI because AI is smart. And so AI is the first technology that has closed the technology divide. Everybody who didn't know how to program computers in the past, they know exactly how to program a computer now. It's called AI.
But for the workforce in general trying to learn all of that, it does take time. So do you think that maybe we're overestimating the benefits of this AI build-out in the near term, which is reflected in the markets?
I'm going to push back on this narrative. It's not. First of all, AI makes America the dominant country in the world. So just start there. Every other country in the world, like I spent half my life in Europe, they're whining and crying, and it's like we have the right chips, we have the right software, we have the right engineers, we have the right culture, we have the right people.
The risk appetite.
Risk appetite, right people to ask questions. the whole thing is combining to become a juggernaut, and then these partnerships happen, and that just throws gasoline on the fire. So the real question is, will the GDP growth accrue to all Americans or just wealthy Americans? And the answer to that is, it depends what you do. But I deeply believe, I think we deeply believe.
Then.
Well, no, manufacturing jobs.
If you build manufacturing jobs, which is what this president wants to do, can you build them? Yes. How do you build them? You need AI. Can you train the people? Can you upscale them? Yes, if you use
mechanicals, electricals, and plumbers and construction.
Power. And that, I know the red tape, you've discussed it, but nuclear reactors.
The number one thing of this administration is pro-power growth. Look at all the power generations that he's approved. Look at all the DOE land and energy they've approved. I mean, this is a pro-energy growth administration, pro-manufacturing administration, and President Trump is pro-jobs. When these things all come together, yeah, it's going to be
Is that why you
fantastic.
said "Make America Great Again"? That's the first time I've heard you say that at the end of a speech for GTC.
Well, I was thanking everybody in the room. I mean, look.
But was that also a communication to the president? Because you were expecting him here, right?
No, he's in Asia.
I know, but I thought you had said on an earlier panel that you were expecting.
Well, I think we're making America great again. I think all of his policies relating to energy and manufacturing and all of his enthusiasm behind artificial intelligence and making sure that American AI technology is the standard of the world, that it's diffused maximally, and making sure that the rest of the world has the benefit of American technology so they can build on top of it. All of that is fantastic.
And Alex, do you feel like any outcomes for the end of this week? I know you're heading, to Asia right after this. Do you feel like there could be a more positive outcome from the trade talks? Because it seems like the market's perceiving that. All of the CEOs I've spoken to at this event too are very, very bullish that there might be some good news. So maybe you guys both know something that we don't, that you could share.
And we're going to tell you.
Yes, right now on TV.
Look, I don't want to just make this about our partnership, but if you already have a dominant position, a profitable position, a position that is growing in both cases in a kind of way that is not what people have seen in the past, and you somehow create more value for your customers, that is incredible for our customers, it's incredible for our country, and it's not so bad for us.
And Palantir is the most technically deep enterprise platform company in the world. And this collaboration is just going to supercharge that.
And I will end it, but I did ask about China. So is there any way that you believe that you're going to be getting grants for licenses? Or?
Well, I think the important thing to take away is that we need to win developers all over the world. And there are so many open source developers in China. I think it's a mistake not to have them build on American tech. So that's number one. Number two, we all agree that we want America to win. The only question is what's our strategy in doing so. And one of the best frameworks that I've heard is David Sachs talking about, imagine 5 years from now, where do we want, suppose American technology was around the world, where do we want American technology market share to be? Do you want it to be 80% or do you want it to be 20%? And he believes, and I believe, that we want the world to be built on American tech standards. We want the same thing that happened in the good old days when we first started wireless technology, and it's no longer built on American standards. And we really want to go back to those days, and AI is ours to lose. Just as Alex was talking about earlier, we have the chips, we have the infrastructure, we have the technology, we have the models, we have the people. This is ours, and we will have the power. This is ours to lose, and we just got to get on top of it and make it happen.
And you believe that is going to happen, that the tides are changing and the relationships with other countries are working out quite well, including China. And so is that something that you're telling me right now?
That's something that only the president could solve. And if there's anybody who could solve it, I'm certain the president will be the one to do it.
We're just building technology.
Yeah.
We're building technology. We want to be in the strongest position we can be in. And we're repped by a president who seems to be extraordinarily good at figuring out how to make deals. You saw the peace treaty in the Middle East, which I don't think anyone else could have done. You've seen it, in my humble opinion, you see what his reactions abroad, including his sanctioning of our response to Iran. And we're in the factory building the best tools in the world, and that should give everyone an advantage.
And the important thing is China is out of Nvidia's forecast. If anything happens,
I know, you said zero, right?
It's zero, and if the president pulls out a miracle, and it'll just be a bonus for the country.
And a bonus for a lot of investors who are very excited about how your share price has both done, both of you. And I'd like to end on that positive note. Thank you guys for joining us, and we thank you. Brian, back over to you and CNBC.